And so, I'm coming toward the end of February here, when I'm basically doing this recording. I've been busy, and, well, let's show off a little bit of what to basically expect in the future. So, I'll note that basically coming after some, Explore videos basically have, coming up. I'm basically going to have, you guys basically, finally view the Birth of the Empire's, a Mega Alliance playthrough I basically did here. And this has been, record for, quite a while at this point, but, well, it's finally coming up here, at the start of March, and, as basically said, I'll basically take us, toward, about 2/3 way, into, March, and, depending on, how many explorers basically have after that, it might take me toward, the start of, April, but, well, here's basically, the next, playlist you basically get to see from, Birth of the Empires, and on my channel, basically, specifically. After that, Mech Commander, I basically managed to do, a full, playlist for this, game. And, well, I'm quite happy with, playing this game and, the outcome for it, basically. This will probably take, as you can see, over a month, basically, to show off, because basically, it's I think there's, a total of, 33 videos, plus, this one down here, for, showing off, Mech Commander, so, quite a bit of content, basically, to show off for this one. After that, I did manage to complete the Coastal Planets playlist here, so basically got 20 videos for this one. Basically, in this one, we were going for a sort of peaceful victory, and essentially yeah, I'm basically saying by what I basically said about the Carter and Hagen videos. I think the first ones were the best, and the Mega Alliance and the Coastal Planets, these playthroughs were not as good. The Coastal Planets is probably a lot better than the Mega Alliance one, but it's still very, 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 shall we say, lacking in combat, so to speak, because peaceful faction. I only conquered 2 empires basically this one, so to speak, toward the end, and then this going to full swing, going for the diplomatic victory I basically eventually get, but yeah, not a whole lot to basically say about our side, peaceful victory, so to speak. A note by as well. I went through the expansion for Mech Commander. It's basically called Desperate Measures. This is a fairly quick playlist, so after basically we get through Coastal Planets playthrough, we'll be going into this one. Now I haven't really counted how long basically it's gonna take basically to do uploads basically for all this stuff, but I'm thinking this will be March. This will basically take all the way over all of April basically to show off. So it'll be at least April around this will be showing off. We'll be seeing this in May, and then depending on how many Explore videos, we'll basically see this here toward the end of May or the start of June. And just to give you a brief update what to expect with videos coming to my channel. All right, so with all that basically said at this point, I figured basically give you a quick little recap about what happened basically in my job at the postal plant. So I'll note that February is basically a very slow month for the mail, and well, there wasn't a whole lot of mail basically to deal with, so I was able to go home a lot of time basically to do recordings, and hence why I basically have 4 playlists for you guys basically to see in the future. I'll note that I wasn't able to basically get the morning shift, unfortunately, so I haven't really talked to Cornish basically for the past month, so to speak, about recordings and stuff like that, but well, I will try to get in touch with him at some point basically to try to see if he'd be interested in doing a playthrough at some point. But it won't be as convenient for me because my time zone is basically I'm working in the evenings, and he's gonna be in England. Of course, I have different wake up times and such. But whatever. I'm not really sure, by the way, if I'm gonna basically play these games over here with Cornish at this point. But I may start say going into police stories, for example, and I may do a full there's a single player playthrough for that one to just show it off and just go from there. But regardless of what I'm basically gonna be doing with Cornish, I will note that, as I basically said, long ago, I'm basically going to try to, all 6 of the playthroughs, Birth of the Empire. So, regardless of what I'm doing, you'll be seeing me doing, a lot more recordings, basically, for Birth of the Empires, and hopefully in the future, it'll all be done. And then maybe, do, the free, Birth of the Federation Empires I didn't play, the Klingons, the Romulans, and the Federation, basically, from that game, because, have a comparison basically for what the Birth of the Empires was basically based on where it came from, so to speak. Alright, well, I hope you guys have been enjoying the videos, and hope you enjoy this brief little update. I'll leave it here, and we'll see how it goes. And you know what? Maybe in the future I'll go over some of these like puppet games I basically have, because maybe that'll be fun. I'm actually kind of serious about that because I do have a little like niece that I'm actually starting to play these games now, so I have to go through it and see basically how they play and so such. All right, for now, take care.